Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration Fair for all Missouri students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. So, thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. Students and parents and counselors, you're able to, or anyone joining us for the session, you're able to use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions so that our presenters can receive those and answer those at any time during the presentation. Your microphone and camera functions are off and you will be unable to turn those on during the presentation. So presenters will not be able to see or hear you. I also want to give a reminder that there are a ton of other sessions that are happening. You can sign up for those on MOACAC.org. You can also find recordings of this session or any of our other sessions also on MOACAC.org. So definitely check those out for some great college preparation videos. I'd like to now turn it over to our presenters and give it to Sloan from Concordia University in Nebraska.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Sloan Crawshaw, and I am an admissions counselor at Concordia University, Nebraska, and I'll be your admissions counselor for the students in Missouri.
Hi, I am Carrie Kober, and I am the St. Louis area in Missouri, pretty much anywhere around St. Louis, so 2-hour range, St. Louis area regional ambassador. And the reason why I decided to take the job as regional ambassador is because I was a student at Concordia many years ago, and it was such a great experience for me that I wanted to share that opportunity with anybody that I could. And it's still my passion to help people see what a great school it is and what a great experience you'll have if you go to Concordia.
Hello, my name is Jonah. I am a junior here at Concordia studying psychology and behavioral science. And I'm from Concordia in Missouri, which is near Kansas City. And the reason I chose Concordia, I think I just really liked, I liked that it was a smaller school. And I think I just liked the community aspects that come with that, just the friendships and again, just the community aspect that comes from a smaller school.
And I'm Grace Jonas. I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I was a transfer student. I went to and attended St. Louis Community College for 2 years and got my associate's degree and then transferred to Concordia after that. So I'm a senior. I don't know if I said that. But the reason I picked Concordia was because when I visited here as a senior in high school, not sure whether or not I wanted to go to community college or go to a four-year university first. Everyone focused on what was best for me as the individual instead of just, I don't know, treating me as, I guess, a number maybe. They treated me as an individual and as a person. They wanted what was best for me, and that's what I found Concordia does throughout my entire schooling here. So yeah.
Great, thank you. I'm so thankful that we have two students, Jonah and Grace, joining us. We're going to start by talking a little bit about what is going on at Concordia right now, which it's really exciting because Concordia in Nebraska is having in-person classes. Obviously, safety is a priority. As you can see in the pictures that I've put up, we have everyone wearing masks and practicing the social distancing and doing all of the things to try to keep everyone safe, but at the same time doing the social interactions still and being in the class and learning and growing in faith and growing in fellowship. We also have chapel still going on. We still have Wednesday night praise, which I noticed was outside. So still a lot going on while being safe in the campus. One thing that did come up this year through the pandemic was the test optional part of being enrolling into Nebraska. So that means that if you have a 3.0 or above, it is optional if you submit your ACT or SAT score. So you can just use your grades to get your scholarship offer. You can use your grades just for being enrolled and accepted. So that's exciting for people that maybe are not the greatest test takers, but possibly their scholarship could be higher with the test optional. So that's one thing. A second thing that is new to Concordia is our new nursing program. Until now, we only had pre-nursing. Now we have a joint partnership with Bryan College in Lincoln. So you will get a dual degree in biology and then nursing, and you will take some of your classes at Concordia and Seward, and then some of your classes in Lincoln. But you can spend the whole time there at Concordia and be part of the campus life. So that's a great thing for all of you that want to go into nursing. Okay, now to kind of be a little interactive, if you want to, as participants in your Q&A, it's up to you, answer some of these questions and see how well you already know Concordia. The first question is, where is Concordia University located? So in the Q&A, you can type in if you know where Concordia University is located. Is it in Kearney, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, the Bahamas, or Seward, Nebraska? I know we all wish we were in the Bahamas right now, right? Okay. For those of you that said Seward, Nebraska, you are correct. So Seward is population approximately 7,000 people. So it's a small town. One very positive thing about this is it's a very safe town. You feel very safe there. I know when we went to school there, we were outside walking the streets, going to Amigos in the, late at night, and feeling safe as we walked around Seward. Of course, you need to still be on your guard, but it's a very safe place to be. The second thing that's exciting, though, is that you're only 30 minutes from Lincoln and an hour to Omaha. So, when I went to school there, there was always a car going into Lincoln to go do something in the big city. So you have the best of both worlds in the location of Seward. Okay, second question. How many academic programs do we have? A, 50, B, 70, C, 100, or D, millions? While we wish we could offer millions, we have 70 academic programs that we offer. And even if we don't have what you're thinking that you want to do, does not mean we cannot get you there. So for instance, I had a student that I just talked to that would like to go into one field, but that would be a master's program. First, she needs an undergrad in biology. So often you need an undergrad in one area. Often that has to do with science. And we have a very strong science program. So be sure to talk to Sloan or myself about what your program is, and we will tell you if we can get you to that place, that career that you would like to be at. We offer, a lot of times people think about Concordia as being just church work. We do have a very strong church work program with our teaching, our education, and DCE and pre-seminary programs, but we have very strong programs in many, many other areas. And you'll see right here our top 5 majors that people are enrolled at currently. Number 1 is business administration. And something that's very exciting with the business administration is that you can have your MBA, your master's in business, within 4 to 5 years, depending how many credit hours you come in with and what your grades are like. But that's exciting that you could have your master's in a very short time in our business program. Our second one, elementary education, a very hands-on program that even in the first year that you're there, you are already doing things to prepare you for being in the classroom. Our third thing is biology, and I kind of touched on that. We have a strong science department with a brand new science building that has great labs and many opportunities to be the best in your field. Number 4, secondary education. Again, very strong education program. Something that's very exciting at Concordia is that when you student teach, you will have a part of the semester in the area. And then for the second part of your student teaching, you will be able to go to a variety of places. I know Florida is one, which would be fun. I know when I was there, and I don't know if they do this partnership anymore, there was an Australia opportunity. So they do even do in other countries as well. I ended up going to Kansas City, which was a great experience. So it's exciting to kind of see the world too if you're in the education program with your student teaching. And it's only for a few weeks. So if it's not someplace that you want to live forever, you have that opportunity. And then psychology is number 5. So those are the top 5. But again, we have over 70 programs. And now I'm going to turn it over to Sloan. I'm sorry, no, I'm not turning it over to Sloan. I'm turning it over to Jonah and Grace, who are going to talk to us. And I'm going to put it as a big screen. Okay, who's going first? Jonah, and are you guys doing it together or?
You can go first, Jonah, if you want.
Okay. All right. Well, like I had already said before, my name's Jonah. I'm a junior here studying psychology and behavioral science. Let's see, I guess like some of the cool stuff about Concordia is just like some of the things or some of the experiences I've had. So there's lots of cool things to get involved with, like there's intramural sports, which are a lot of fun. There's a lot of different clubs on campus, like there's a improv club, which is part of like the whole theater department. There's a swing dance club, there's a science club, there's an art club, there's all sorts of clubs and things like that and ways to just get involved. So I've been a part of the swing dance club and that's been a lot of fun. I'm actually one of the leaders of that. And that's one thing that, because I kind of helped start or restart that club. So if there's something that you want to like start on campus that like maybe other people would be interested in it too, then you can get that started yourself. Like it was me and like me and one other girl who had the idea when we got it started in my freshman year. And so that was just a really cool thing. And then another opportunity of ways to get involved on campus are like things like campus jobs. There's lots of different job opportunities on campus. Like there's like the Sower, which is the student newspaper, which you can work for. I did that my freshman year. There's usually snow removal with buildings and grounds. There's working as a diplomat, which is like showing students around campus and giving tours and such. There's phonathon, and there's just all sorts of different things to do with that also. So yeah, that's some of the job opportunities that there are on campus. Then as far as like other things to do, she mentioned like Omaha and Lincoln being close by. There's definitely lots of fun things in Lincoln to do. Like if you're into sports, like that's where you could go see like a Nebraska football game or basketball game or something like that. And so yeah, there's options like that there. And then in Omaha, there's things like the Omaha Zoo, which is really cool. And honestly, that's the main thing I've done in Omaha. So, but I'm sure there are other fun things to do, but that's the main thing I know about. But yeah, there are lots of fun things to do. And I mean, obviously they're not right there in Seward, but they are not too far away. So yeah, and yeah, so I don't know, Grace, do you want to take over for a little bit? And then if we have more time, we can both kind of talk about stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
I realized I didn't say my major, but I am secondary education social science. And so I know from firsthand experience how much hands-on activities and experiences that an education major specifically has. What's really great about Nebraska in general, and I know a lot of states do this too, is that before I go on student teaching, I need to have 100 hours of field experience. So that could just be observing a classroom in any grade level, early education, early childhood education to secondary education, as well as I can be a teacher's aide. Sometimes I was, grading multiple choice quizzes, interacting with students. So it's really awesome because you get to solidify the grade level that you want because you're actually having interactions and experiences with the grade level that you're thinking of, as well as making sure, is this the subject area that I want to teach as well? I was contemplating 3 different subject areas, but through field experience, I was really able to know exactly, no, I want to be social science. I want to teach history and political science. So that's one thing that I love about Concordia, and specifically Concordia's teaching program. If any of you guys are interested, we also have a really amazing opportunity to have an interview process for the teaching program, which is really vital as a student going into the career field, I guess you could say. Having interview experience before actually going to an official interview for a job is absolutely amazing and has helped me so much to know what to expect going forward. As far as some of the things that other things that I love about Concordia, one thing that I wrote down, and it's something that Jonah had mentioned, is community. Like I mentioned, I went to St. Louis Community College, and it was great. I had a great educational experience, but I wasn't a part of a community as much as I am here at Concordia. And that goes for, I have a much closer relationship with my professors, with my fellow students and those who are in my program, and even those who are not. I have a much closer bond through activities and clubs. It feels a lot. I think it also goes to that safeness too. The community itself just feels very safe here. And you're an individual here and you're valued as an individual. You aren't going to get overwhelmed by the masses, I guess you could say. Everybody is looking out for you and making sure that you're having a good experience. And then also I said resources. We have a great library, but also again, because Lincoln and Omaha are nearby, there's lots of ways that you can get resources to help you with any schooling that you have. So whether that's tutoring on campus, or there's bound to be a friend on campus that's able to help you with your homework. So yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Jonah?
Sorry, I had to unmute my mic real quick. I guess one other resource that I guess I'll just tell about real quick is just, and this is just I guess a couple of resources, is along the way at Concordia, you'll have advisors to help you along, like with picking classes and such. So when you first get here, you'll have your first year advisors. They'll help you kind of like figure out a plan based on what your major plan is for your plan for the rest of school there. And then I think it's your second semester, maybe sooner. I think it's probably a subjective decision, but probably in your first year, you'll pick an advisor in your field, and they'll also be really great with helping you along the way. And then one other thing I'll mention is that one resource that Concordia has, we also have a career development office. So if you do want to talk to somebody about whether like options in your field, or just if you've been thinking about other career possibilities, then you can go to that office to talk to the career counselor about that. So that's just some other cool resources that you'll have at Concordia. Yeah,
Definitely. And then also, lastly, well, it's most importantly, I guess, it is a faith-based community as well here. It is awesome being able to go to chapel and to praise as well on Wednesday nights, chapel on the weekdays. Being able to set aside time for your faith and knowing that Concordia makes that a priority as well is really special and rare within college communities. And it's something that I'm definitely grateful for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. Some great points there. And at the end, we'll ask some questions. Students that are watching, you can always put in some questions that if you have any questions for Jonah or Grace, that they would answer. Okay, I'll bring up the screen again, and then Sloan, you can take over.
All right, sounds good. Yep, so next we're gonna just kind of keep talking about Concordia and some different things. So first, if you want to play in the chat, you can, and put what your answer might be, but what percentage of students receive institutional aid? This is always a really big and important question that a lot of people want to know. So A, 25%, B, 50%, C, 75%, and D, 100%. And 100% of our students receive institutional aid, which is awesome. And we really love to tell our students about that because that is really great and something that is important to us. We want you to feel comfortable with your decision in coming to Concordia. And so we want to help you out in whatever way we can. So as Carrie mentioned earlier, we have gone test blind. So that's really great. So your academic scholarship is going to be based off your GPA, and then you would receive another scholarship with that academic scholarship, either in an athletic area, if that's something you're interested in, a performance area, or you'd receive another academic scholarship. So you'd receive 2 scholarships from us at Concordia, which really helps with the cost. And then this just kind of gives you an idea, kind of compared to some other schools, after what you might owe after scholarships and grants. Everybody's financial aid offer is a little bit different, but this is on average what it is. And there are so many outside scholarships and private scholarships out there, so you will receive institutional aid from us. But we always encourage getting any outside scholarship that you can find. Some congregations offer scholarships. So there's a lot of different options out there, and any little bit is helpful is what I always say. So it's always worth taking a peek at what else you might be able to find to kind of help with that cost of coming to college. And then here are just some kind of general statistics about Concordia that we like to share. We do have a 98% career outcome rate, which is awesome. Within 6 months, our students that have graduated are either had to have a job in their career field or program that they wanted to, or that got their degree in, or they're have gotten into a school if they needed to continue on with schooling. So that's really great. They mentioned it, we have a really great office on campus that is super helpful in helping you decide and kind of helping you look and see what your next step after graduation might be. That is a really great resource for our students, and I know that's very helpful. So I'm glad that our current students mentioned that. And then, like Grace said, we do have chapel, and we have about 1,300 students that will attend that regularly throughout the week. Right now, like we said, we are open for chapel, but they're having to kind of have less amount of students that attend, but we still have quite a bit of students that attend that every day, which is great. And we do have a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio, so it really helps with that professor-student relationship. It really helps you get to know them on a personal level. Like Grace and Jonah both alluded to, our professors really want to get to know you as a student. You're not just somebody that's in their class. They see that you have interests in all other things that you're doing on campus, and they want to invest in you and really be a part of that for you and that journey that you're on at Concordia. So that's really great. Our classes are super individual focused, I'd say. Our professors are always willing to help you or answer any questions you might have. So that's really great. And then 81% of those faculty have the highest degree in their field. So you really are being taught from the best of the best. And they're the ones that are teaching your classes. Our faculty are the ones that teach our classes. We don't have general assistant or grad assistants or teacher's aide that teach the courses. Our faculty are doing that. So they're the ones that are advising you, but then they're also the ones that are teaching you in your class, and you're getting to know on a personal level. So that's really great. You get that interaction. I was a student at Concordia, and I know that before I had come back to Concordia to be admissions counselor, I was still talking to some of my professors after I graduated. They check in, or I check in with them. So you get to know them really well, which is really great. And like we also talked about, there's a lot of things to do on campus in your free time. And one of those things that's really popular is intramural sports. So we wanted to know what you thought the most popular one is: basketball, sand volleyball, kickball, or speed dating. Sand volleyball is actually our most popular intramural sport. We have a sand volleyball court right off of our campus center, and our students are constantly playing at that, just in between classes, after classes, obviously for intramurals. So it's a really fun way to get involved, to meet new people. You can kind of relieve some stress after a long day and just go have some fun with your friends and with intramurals. It's a really great way to get connected and kind of still participate in some sports. Even if you didn't want to pursue that in college, you still have the opportunity to kind of have your love for that still continue on in college. And going along with that, so you can play intramural sports, or we also do have 21 varsity sports that you could be a part of. These ones, you're usually recruited by the coach and offered a scholarship, but we do have a lot of opportunities to be involved in these things. So if you kind of want to pursue athletics in college, we have that opportunity available, and our coaches really care about their team, and they really invest in our students. And everyone is really involved at Concordia, and this is another way that they kind of can do that and kind of get connected on a team. It's a really great way to build a community as well. And then how many clubs are at Concordia? We kind of alluded to this already. So A, 10, B, 25, C, 34, D, 50. We have over 34 clubs at Concordia, and Jonah did a really great job of kind of explaining those. We have everything from an academic kind of club. So if you're in a program, some programs have created a club that they will get together in the evenings and just kind of hang out. But then there's also other kinds of clubs, kind of the fun ones, just kind of for extracurricular activities and stuff like that. So a lot of good ways to find your community at Concordia, like our students alluded to as well. And so something that kind of makes Concordia different is we really hope that you will get these things out of your time at Concordia. And so we call them our 4 promises. And we've talked about some of these already in our conversation, which is great. And so you get to hear from the students that these really are things that our students are experiencing when they come to Concordia. And that first one is community. I always say that there's really something special about the community at Concordia. Everyone really comes beside each other. You're going to have a lot of cheerleaders. Everyone's going to be cheering you on and supporting you in whatever you do, so you can thrive and be your best self at Concordia. And so there's a lot of different ways to get involved. The second one is inquiry. Like I kind of talked about, our classes are pretty interactive. Our professors like to hear from our students, so they'll open it up for discussion, and that's a good way of getting to know what your classmates are thinking on things. You kind of get a broader perspective on different things that kind of make you think and kind of just make you aware that there are some other opinions and other thoughts that people have, and it's always through a Christian perspective. That's what we do at Concordia because it's a part of who we are. So it's a part of our conversations, which I think is really special. The third one's purpose, which we believe everybody has a purpose. And a lot of people come to college trying to figure that out, or they kind of know what their gifts and talents are, and then they can kind of be opened up to a world of possibilities and how you can be successful and use those gifts and talents you've been given. So we hope we can be a part of that process and that journey for you, because sometimes things change, or you kind of get into different classes and you kind of are like, oh, I didn't even know that was a possibility. And so that academic advisor that Jonah was talking about is really helpful when it comes to that. They're the ones that you're going to be checking in with, making sure you kind of like the track you're staying on. And if anything changes, we have a lot of people on campus that are willing and able to kind of help you kind of talk through what you might think you want to go into instead of what you chose. So nothing's ever set in stone. You can always kind of change your mind on things once you get to Concordia. And the last one's wisdom, which I kind of always say I feel like is the culmination of all of those other three. You kind of come to college with some different knowledge and experiences, and then once you get to college, you gain a lot of knowledge and a lot of experiences and hands-on experiences, and then you kind of have your foundation. So when you graduate, you get to go out and be a light. And so that's why I like that they picked kind of a torch almost as that symbol. You're the light that gets to be spread and shared to the world once you graduate at Concordia. All right, Carrie's going to take it over now.
Thank you, Sloan. That was very well presented about the promises. So now, how are you feeling about the college search process? Are you very overwhelmed at number 1? Are you very excited at number 5, or somewhere in between? I was talking to my husband about this, that every choice in your life often comes with stress. There's good stress and bad stress. And while you're trying to find a college, there's probably both happening, good and bad stress. And, but all good things come with stress. And we are actually talking about our puppy that, you know, is a good thing in our family, but also stressful when she's, you know, up at 3 in the morning. But all good things come with stress. So some of you might be feeling very overwhelmed, or somewhere in between, one day overwhelmed, one day excited. But we're here to help, and we have some what's next things to help you with. Number 1, fill out an application for Concordia. If you go to the website there, cune.edu/apply, you can fill out an application. It's very easy. There's not an essay you have to write or anything labor intensive. You just need to fill out the information on the application. It's completely free. And by doing that, then you will start getting information about what kind of financial package you will be getting. Second thing, schedule a campus tour. You can go to our website again and go to the visit option, and you can either do an on-campus, in-person tour, or you can schedule a virtual tour that's specialized to you and what program that you are looking into. If you can get on campus, that is the best way to see what it is like and experience it. I know students that have gone that come back and say, oh, wow, this was really cool. I wasn't expecting this. And so you can really see the flavor of a school by going on campus. And I realize it's difficult right now, but we are having on-campus tours, so it is possible in a safe way. Third thing, fill out your FAFSA on October 1st, and that will help see what kind of financial aid you'll be getting. And then fourth, once you've gone through all this and you know that this is where you're being led, and I guess I should put in there, throughout the whole thing, I think the most important thing is to pray about what you're doing and the future that you have, because God cares about you and He knows what is best for you, and He will guide you and help you along the way. And when you feel that you have made a great decision, go ahead and confirm with us, and that's when the fun starts. That's when you can get your different programs in line, start talking with your advisor, and start thinking about roommates and all of that fun stuff. So, but again, I think that the most important part through the whole process is staying in prayer, knowing that God will guide you whatever direction that you do go. And through all of this, please contact me or Sloan, and we will help you with whatever questions that you have. We're happy to do that. So what questions do you have? Let's see if anybody had any questions. I just went backwards. Okay, doesn't look like any questions. So I have a couple questions for Jonah and Grace, if they don't mind. One question, you guys kind of talked about this before, but maybe talk a little bit more. You can go to a lot of different universities that will offer your program, and like you had said, Grace, where you had gone before, offered a good program, but sometimes there's something extra special at Concordia, and we talked about the community, but for you specifically, what are some things that really have happened while you're at Concordia that has made it a special time for you that is beyond the academics, I guess? I don't know if that question completely.
Yeah, so I definitely think a big part of the reason I chose Concordia was that first tour and visit that I went on. I remember going into the admissions office after my tour, feeling like very overwhelmed and stressed. But I told the admissions counselor that I had the opportunity to go to a community college in Missouri through the A+ program, so it would be completely free of charge to me. And I told her that, and I said, you know, I really want to go to Concordia, but I don't know if I want to go to community college first, because it would be a lot easier on me financially. And the admissions counselor said, do what you need to do in order to feel at ease with your decision. She was like, Concordia will be here. We want you to be here, but if it's going to cause you financial stress, then go to community college. And so again, it was that individual treating me like an individual instead of trying to get tuition out of me, I guess you could say. But as far as teaching program, I loved that I can get a public education certification as well as a private school. So I'm getting a Lutheran teaching diploma as well. And I could get a teaching degree somewhere else, but very few places do Lutheran teaching diploma. So that's why I loved Concordia University.
Jonah, do you have any thing that stands out to you? What's made the experience at Concordia so special?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the professors are like they want to help you to do well in your classes, and they're all like they all are also like trying to think of a good way to say this that won't sound cliche. I guess they're all just like really friendly and stuff, like and like they're also like willing and to like answer your questions and such. So if you have like a question and you email a professor, most professors are pretty good at getting back to you about it. And you can set up meetings with them if you have something to discuss, whether it be about your major or just about an assignment or whatever it may be. And yeah, they're just they're good, and they're good at like involving you in the class too. So there's just some really great things that they make you feel, I guess, valued in your program.
Okay, what about, you guys talked a little bit about what you do with clubs and things like that, but what are some of the fun things that happen on campus? And I guess also talk about a little bit more about the community that you guys have talked about already, but what kind of fun things do you do? What is the community like there at Concordia?
I'm a part of choir, so I am in Contamus, which is the all-female choir on campus. And so one of the fun things to do if you are musically inclined is to be a part of an ensemble, whether that be instrumental or vocal. And then you can be a part of Christmas at Concordia, which is a wonderful event that we hold every single year, and we are holding it this year virtually as well if you're interested in attending. But it's a church service concert combined, but we just get to sing really beautiful Christmas hymns, and it's one of the most powerful experiences that I've ever been a part of, singing and also just listening to the other choirs and ensembles there too. I also love going to Praise. It's on Wednesday nights, and it's student-led. So all of the messages are from students, so people that you may have in your classes, and all the singers on the stage and the instrumentalists on the stage are all students. So it's a great community builder because not that like no professors are there or anything like that, but you're all students, so you're all going through the same thing, the same stresses. So it's just a really great time to relax, and that's one of my favorite things on campus is going to race.
Yeah, and one thing just talking about like the community on campus is because I know that so in Jianzhou or in JTOP, which is a main place where like students hang out and stuff, you'll often see a lot of students like studying there or hanging out with friends or, you know, just chilling between classes or something. And often I'll see like people I know there, and, you know, I'll go up and I'll talk to them for a little bit, or if they're busy, then maybe not. But well, one thing that's cool, like even if I don't see people who I know there, like who I'm friends with there, I see people I recognize. So, you know, it's not like there's strangers every time I go up there and such. I'm like, wait, you go to school here? But I think that's just part of the community building thing, where it's like, even if there are people you don't know, there'll be people that you either, you know, recognize from a gen ed class that you each had freshman year, or, you know, you just recognize because you've seen them around campus. So that is a really great thing, just because like, and that's another thing to speak to, is like where you can make friends. I mean, definitely in your classes, but also, you know, through intramural sports teams or clubs or things like praise and chapel and such. There's just so many great places to meet people and to get involved. So again, I think that just kind of speaks to the community on campus, is just how recognizable everybody is. Just, again, even if you don't know them, you recognize them. So
Awesome. I'm going to go back to our information so that if anybody wants to put, there we go. So everybody can see Sloan's information and my information if you would need that to contact us. Sloan, do you have any more questions?
I know we don't have a ton of time, but maybe could you guys really quickly kind of maybe say kind of what a day in your life might look like? And I know each day is a little different, but kind of you're not going to school necessarily from 8 a.m. to 3:30. So kind of talk about maybe a scheduled day in the life kind of thing.
My Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I start off going to work in the admissions office as a diplomat, giving campus tours at 9. And I actually have a very heavy class load on Mondays. So I have classes from 10 a.m. With a break for lunch in the middle, but from 10 a.m. till 3:30. But then on Tuesday, Thursday, I only have 2 classes, and those are from 1 to about 3. So it varies based on whether or not it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday.
yeah, and I definitely say the same. Typically, what my Monday, Wednesday, Friday looks like is I have classes at 9 and 10, and then I'm done for the day as far as classes go. I then have, I also work as a diplomat, giving tours and helping out with stuff. So I do that in the afternoons. And then on Mondays, like I said, I'm a leader for the swing dance club, and we meet on Mondays. This year we've been doing line dancing, and that's been a lot of fun. But then Tuesday, Thursdays, I do have a quarter-long activities course, which there's a lot of really fun things to do there. There's like basketball, bowling, racquetball, like a whole bunch of like sports like that are just like fun activities courses that you can take that are half a semester long. But I have one of those. And then I have a class at 9:30, and then I work at a daycare in town. So then I go to work there, and then I have another class, and then some days I go back to work at the daycare, and then on Tuesdays I have student senate. So yeah, lots of, honestly, Tuesdays are very busy days, but I think to kind of prove the point is that, again, we aren't just like going to class all day, is that you do have lots of time for a job or other activities or things like that that you want to be involved with on campus.
Okay, great. I think we're about the end of our time.
Yeah, you guys kind of hit it right on the 45-minute mark, so I thought I'd hop back in. I'm going to take over the screen share really quick.
Okay.
So just I want to give everyone a second. If you are watching this live or watching the recording, go ahead and take down their contact information or pause the video because I'm going to switch it over here. So just a big thank you to everyone from Concordia. Loved being able to listen to students talk about your guys' school. That was great. And also thank you to anyone viewing this live or anyone checking this out via the video that should be posted about a week after this live stream, the original air date of this live stream. So when you guys close the window, there will be a 4-question survey that will pop up. Just if you can, take a moment and provide feedback about our presentations. And also, please feel free to check out any of the other MOACAC presentations at moacac.org. We're hosting a huge number for the Find My Future event over the course of the next couple of weeks, so definitely check those out. You can also check into the previous recordings of those presentations as well. So thank you, everyone. That concludes our presentation for tonight, and have a great rest of your evening.